Hello and welcome to All Aboard Resin Creations. Today I'm going to be making a candle holder using a wine glass. So let's crack on and get this done. So I'm going to start by mixing up some polyurethane resin, and I'm using Polycraft FC100 in white, and it's by MB Fiberglass. So I need to do like a base, but I only need to do that half full, and then I need to do a top. So I'm gonna put 50 of each to start with. So 2 parts by weight, equal parts. So we're gonna get this mixed in. You only need to mix this for about 30 seconds. Don't need to mix it any longer than that, so it sets up really quickly. And you will feel it getting warm in your hand. So we're going to give that a quick stir, and then we're going to get that into these two moulds. So that's okay for that one. So I'll do this one first, because this one needs to be all the way to the top. And then this one, I only want half full. Just want a thin bit on the bottom. So that's those two done. So now I'm going to make a little scene to go inside the glass. So I'm going to make a little reindeer and a tree. So we're going to start off by mixing some for the tree. And I'm going to be let's get the mica powder ready first. So I'm going to be using some mica powder to colour the polyurethane in olive vine. So let's get this open, and then I'm going to add the first part of the resin in first, and then I'm going to mix in some of this mica powder into that first part, stir that in, and then we can get this mixed in nicely before we add the second part, and then stir it again. So we're going to add the second part now, add that in there. And then get that mixed in. And then we're going to pour this into the tree. So let's get that mixed up. I think that'll be okay. And then we'll pour that into this little tree mould. Just letting it find its way. Hopefully I've done enough. Yep, that's okay. We'll get rid of that. Now we want to do our little reindeer. So I'm going to mix up some more. Let's get this green out of the way so I don't get that in everything. So we're going to add some more of this polyurethane resin, and we're going to do 30 of that one, and then I'm going to add, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. This is Resin Creep Pigment in Brown by J Addiction. So I'm going to add 2 drops of that in. And then I've got some bronze mica powder. And then I'm going to add a scoop of that in. And then mix that up into the first part. And then I'm going to add the second part of the polyurethane into there. And then give that another mix. Mix the 2 parts together now for 30 seconds. And then we're going to have our little brown reindeer. So mix that in. And then we get that poured into our little reindeer mould there. Have I done enough? Yep, he's okay. Right. Oh, I need to do his little antlers, don't I? So I need to do those in white, really. So I only need to mix up a tiny bit of white for his antlers. So I'm just going to put 3 in there. And then it's going to be too much, but it's hard to mix up small amounts. Don't know if I've got those ratios right now, but right, we'll give this a mix. And you can see these have already started to cure just while I've been doing the other bits. They don't take long to set up. So I'm going to get this mixed up. And then we're going to get that into our little antlers there. Right, so that's all our components done, I think. We've got our tree, we've got our reindeer, we've got our base, and we've got our top. So we're just going to let these cure up now, and then I'll be back in a minute when they're ready to demould. Right, these have all cured up now, so we'll leave that one be. That needs to stay there, but we can get this one out. So that's going to be our top, and then we can get our little tree out. So we pop that out of there. So that's our little tree that's going to stand in there. That's coloured all right. And then we get our little antlers out. So that's those done. And then we need to get this little fella out. These are usually quite tricky to get out, these are, but I'll give it a go. If not, I might have to do it off camera. So we give that a little spray of 99% alcohol in there. Give that a little squish round. See if we can get it into his head. Oh, give it another little spray in there. We can see how this little fella's turned out. Oh, he's all slippery now. Come on, out you come. Oh, he's turned out okay. Let's just pop that back in the right way. So I think where I use the resin creep pigment, I think that's what's given him these little dots. But I quite like that. See, he's got little dots on him. But that's okay, I quite like that. And then he's got his little antlers. So what we're going to do is we're going to get, we need to get these stuck in there. So we'll just move that out to the side for the minute. And then that's going to be our top to our glass. So that can move out the way for a bit as well. So let's get our little reindeer finished off. So I'm going to stick his antlers in using super glue and an activator spray. So I'm just going to get a little, I've got a little, I can't find one, I'll have to use this. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue onto his antlers there. And then I'm going to spray the activator in that little hole. And we're going to stick those in there. Hold that down for a bit. So that's his little antlers done. Let's move that out of the way before I drop it. And then he needs a little face, doesn't he? So, oh, before I do his face, I've got this, it's like a self-adhesive sort of blingy strip. And I've cut two rows off. So I've just got 2 rows there. So we're going to give this little reindeer a little collar. And if I can get the backing off, start that off. And then we're going to give him a little bit of bling. Put that around there. And then just cut off that excess. So where do I need it? I need it on that one there. I'm gonna chop that off. Nope, need to do it one more. Get one more off of that. And then stick that down. So he's got a little collar now. And then we need to give him a face, don't we? So I've got a white Posca pen. So we're going to draw on some little eyes for our little reindeer. Do the other side. Let's just prime that a bit. Oops, too much. Let's just wipe that off, start again. So we're going to let that white dry, and then we can add some black to that in a minute. So with the tree, I think we need to add a little bit of snow to the tree. So we're just going to add some snow on here. Down a bit easier, won't it? our tree to go in our little glass. Oops. Pop it around the bottom. So that's our little tree. I think that's a bit thick there. So I'll just see if I can get a little bit of that out. Otherwise it'll take forever to dry. So we're just going to let those dry off for a bit now. And we'll leave that to dry for a bit. And we can do his little, we can do his face, can't we? His little smiley face. So we give him a little cheeky smile, I think. And then we give him a little nostril, and then we do his eyes once that's dried. So I'm just going to leave this for 10 minutes or so for this white to dry, and then we'll be back for the next bit. Right, our little reindeer's eyes have all dried now, so we can finish it off with a little bit of black in there. Finish his little eyes off. So that's his little face done. And I've got this little tiny, if I can pick it up. I can't pick it. Oh, there we go. So I've got this tiny little snowflake. So I thought I'd put that on his nose. Let's put it on there so I can pick him back up again in a minute. So I'm going to use a little bit of J Addiction UV resin, hard type, and I'm just going to put a little blob on his nose, and then pop that little snowflake on there, and then give that a cure. And then these will be ready to go in the base of our glass. Right, so now for the next bit. Now we need to position our tree and our reindeer in here, and then we're going to pop our glass over the top. So we need to, right, so the tree's okay where he is. So I'm just going to hold him there for a sec, get our little reindeer out of the way, and then I'm going to put a bit of UV resin on the base there, and then hold our tree in place there, and then give it a cure. So that's our tree in place, and then we need to find out where we're going to put our little reindeer. So will he fit there? Let's check around the sides. He's okay there, I think. So Now we're going to do the same with the little reindeer. And pop a bit, just pop a bit under his front feet for the time being. And then cure him in place. So what I'll do is, I'm just going to give this a cure with the big lamp now, and I'll do it off camera, and I'm just going to go around the back end of him with some UV resin, and then I'll be back in a minute. Right, so he's all secure on our base now. So our next bit, now for the tricky bit, I've got some of this, I think it was classed as like snow on Amazon, but I think it's just like sort of torn up, I don't know, like torn up plastic. So we're gonna add some of this into the glass. So I'm going to pour some of this in there. Oops. Put that in there. Don't know how much to add, to be honest. And then I think I need more than that. Pop a bit more in there. Out of the way. Just trying to gauge how much will land on the bottom. So I'm just going to see how much we've got at the bottom. Oh no, that's that's way too much. Right, let's take some of this out. Pour some of this back into the bag. Don't need half that, do we? Right, let's try that again. So how much is that going to give us on the bottom? Oh, still too much, I think. Right, let's pour a little bit more out. Try again. Well, that would do, I think. That would do. I'm just going to clean up the glass. Right, now for the tricky bit. Now we need to get our glass over the top. And then turn that upside down, give it a shake, and then set that on the floor. Get that essential. So we've got some snow in there. You can give it a shake around once it's set. So now we need to add, well, not add, but now we need to mix up some more polyurethane resin. So I'm just going to mix up enough to go around the outside now. So I'm going to do, I'd rather have too much than not enough. So I'm going to do 25 of each. Oh, blimey. Right, need to add a bit more of the other one now. Right, let's hope that's okay. Give this a mix. Get that out of the way. And then we'll pour this into the coaster at the bottom. and then that will hold it all together, we're hoping. Hopefully I haven't messed up on my mixtures now, because I wasn't really concentrating, was I? Right, so let's get this poured in here. I'm going to hold down the top of the glass and then pour this round the outsides. I can swap hands. Pop it around the back. I don't want it to touch the glass, so I don't mind if it pours out over the edge. Top this up at the back a bit. Hopefully we can get a dome on this. And then I'm just going to hold this in place now just for a few minutes while it's setting, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, this is all cured now. I had a little bit of a tidy up, get rid of any overhang. So now this is ready to pop out the mould. So we get this out of here. Get rid of any overspill. Get him out. So that's his little base done, well, nearly done. What I'm going to do now is I've got a hot glue gun, and I'm just going to go around the outside, just putting some blobs of glue on there, and then I'm going to sprinkle some glitter over that. While it's still wet. Just need to pop another stick in there and then work my way around doing that. So I'll pop you on a little fast forward while I'm doing this, and then I'll be back in a minute.
In the corner by the tree sits tea light holder, sparkles bits, casting shadows on the wall, tiny beacon, soft and small, bringing warmth to winter's night, flickering in gentle light, glass and metal hold the gleam, Christmas magic in the dream.
Right, so that's all covered in glitter now, so we'll just move this to one side, and then I can pop that back into the pot in a minute. And now what we want to do is we want to give it a top. So the same stuff that I used for the reindeer, I've gone round the edges of the top. So we're going to fix that on the top there, and I'm going to use some super glue and my spray activator again. So we're going to put some of this on the top here. And then we're going to spray the base with the activator spray, and then pop that on the top. Hold that down for a bit. we've got our top bit to put our candle on. And then I think we'll just finish it off with a little bow. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the front there. And then we're going to stick our bow on there. And then that's our little wine glass holder. So you could either put like a normal candle on the top, or you could put a tea light. I've just got this glass one, a tea light on there, and that can be a nice little centre decoration for the table. So it's a bit hard to show you how it's looking at the moment because I can't fit it all in. So stay tuned for the pictures at the end, and thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
In the corner by the tree sits tea light holder, sparkles bits, casting shadows on